Well, they get my mental health together. See, over here, this camera here, that's a pretty dope page.
Gotcha.
So those two are recording, and that's your page, whatever the case may be. So for those of y'all that's on a pretty dope, it's your girl Shay Biggs here with my girl D Mac and sidekick Rosie, and we are still a pretty dope conversation. Just to say that again. So it's been a minute, like we've been telling them. We've been going since October 19th. So we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back to give y'all some content, some combo, and what have you. Well,
I mean, we had a couple of things going on though in the time that we had last been here. I think that we had some sicknesses. I think we had COVID.
Yeah, we had COVID. No, COVID.
I had it a couple of times. I had it with both of my friends. I got COVID with her and then COVID with her.
Yeah.
Not COVID by myself, but we had COVID. I had COVID twice in the time that we've been out. I want to say that, right?
Yeah. I think, the thing about it is with that COVID situation, that was like a spanking from God. That was like a spanking from God because we went to the gala.
Went to the gala. Church gala.
Church gala.
The Powerhouse Church had a gala.
Yeah, we went to the gala. And, well, it's a church gala. Whatever. They didn't have, my juice. So I went to another party that was in the same spot that had open bar.
She got a drink, all right.
I didn't know these people or nothing. They was playing their music. I went up in there. I danced all the way through the crowd. I went to the bar and everything and got me 2 drinks.
Bishop, I hope that you're not on. Go ahead.
Well, I got 2 drinks. I drunk them outside in the hall. Drunk them outside of the hall and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty much that's the COVID story. And it was weird because I think that Saturday, that was December 16th. December 18th, you did the Zoom, the talk, the women's talk on Zoom. And I'm like, here, I had a drink. I'm like, let me watch my friend on Zoom, cranberry and Tito's, and I couldn't drink it. Because I didn't feel like it wasn't giving me that whatever. I couldn't drink it. So I felt under the weather that day. Sunday, I still felt like sluggish. Monday, I'm in the doctor's office getting tested. Who walks through the door? This guy.
The same doctor's office at the same time. We did not converse. I just come in and I'm like, what in the world? She's on the line in front of me.
30 people got tested that day. And the lady, when she called me to give me my results 2 days later, she was like, well, 30 people got tested. Only 2 of you tested positive. Still not knowing it's her. But it was her.
It was her and I. So that told us that somewhere along through our travels from the gala and where we caught COVID. It turned out that 2 people who worked the gala the evening that we had our gala, that we hosted our gala there, they tested positive. So it's just so easy for that to just go around. You never know, right? You never really know how this thing is getting around, when it's going to hit you. But just so happens that her and I caught COVID. I mean, we were like, maybe it was from upstairs, maybe it was from here, maybe you never know. You can't know.
We could have been in the corner store and somebody, earlier that day before we left work.
Right. And she really has a lot of, she has suffers from asthma and a lot of respiratory things. So we worried the whole time before when we had COVID because we work in a very public job. So working for NYPD, you just
deal with the public all the time, and
you're always coming into contact with people. And so our fear, Rosa and I, was that she would.
I thought I would die.
Yeah, we were like, we didn't want her to get it. So now when she got it this time, thank God. A lot of people are really against the vaccine and this and that. Because I just feel like they never said that the vaccine was going to stop you from getting COVID. You grow up, when you have kids or when you were a kid, you had the chickenpox vaccine and things like that. Doesn't prevent you from it, but the only reason why I want to say that it helps is because I watched her and we were, we know she can't have a regular cold without really, falling apart.
I could have a cigar though.
And so to see her be able to fight that, it was just good. I wasn't, I was okay, but checking on her and she's like, I'm all right. She was good. So that was good, just to know that she didn't have to go through anything really bad and she got through it. It was cool.
It was really, really painful though. That I may add, it was painful for me. My body was hurting. It was painful.
Yeah. My first time around it was like that. The second time it was just like blah. I mean, whatever. You know, you get the days off.
We were dying.
The first time we were dying, and Rosa had it for like 16 months. Like,
yeah.
She like really could not test
3
negative.
months 2 months.
She could not test negative.
To this day, my voice is like horrible.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I do realize. Like my voice, I always have a very raspy type of voice. So my voice is raspy. I mean, I know I may not look like it, but I have a raspy voice. But when I'm either out and I'm laughing a lot, because I love to laugh, I love to have a good time, and anytime that I do anything I'm laughing, I'm going to have a hoarse voice for some reason the next day. But with COVID, it was really one of the things that we did suffer from like that. We did suffer from that a lot. Okay, so outside of the COVID, hold on, Shay has some good news. You had a little pickle.
Pickle, yeah, I think I introduced Pickle to them, not, in a picture or whatever, but...
You just said it, but now you really have Pickle.
No, I really have Pickle. So Pickle is my granddaughter. She is 4 months now. She cool. That's the homie. That's the homie. She about the size of a paper still, but she got some weight.
This paper.
Yeah, she got some weight. She's like a midget, but she's not. A little person, but she's not. But she alright. She got a little big head, She yellow. She cute.
Yeah.
She cute.
So we're happy. She had Pickle. I don't want to really go into mine because that's like you got to get your story down. We got to get to my time. My time is not now.
Yeah, wait. Okay, so before we go any further, I'm here.
Oh God.
I'm here, y'all. Drinking this thing.
Anybody know what this is? Is anybody familiar with this container that she has a?
What they saying? So I'm drinking this stuff.
Hi, Chachi.
Hi, Chachi. Tomorrow I go for a colonoscopy. So I have to drink this stuff to clear me out or whatever the case may be. I've been on a clear liquid diet all day. I only had like 2 teas and some vegetable broth or whatever the case may be. Now I'm drinking this. Now I'm sitting here and my stomach is like... So y'all see me do a sexy exit off camera. It's because...
Exit stage left.
That's because I have to go, handle my handle or whatever. So I'm down to my 3rd. I got to do this till like 8 o'clock. I'm supposed to be drinking it like every 15 minutes, 8 ounces every 15 minutes. But it's taking me like 20 minutes just to drink 1 cup, so that's that. What else? What else been going on? Shout out to one of my homegirls, Yama. Condolences to her and her family. She just lost her mom recently. Big shout out to Denise.
Plain family.
Yes. On the loss of her son. Since it's gun violence, we got to do something about it. It has to stop somewhere, somehow. I wish I had the answers, but I don't. What else?
And just to go with that, I know things are very, very still so fresh, and I don't think that this is something that will ever not be fresh. But when she's strong enough and when she's ready, Denise to me, like she's an advocate for like anything and everything, and I could just see her in Angela Davis style out there standing up and fighting against gun violence because this was a senseless act, and unfortunately it hit close to home. A lot of times people don't really pay attention to it. You don't really pay attention to it until it really comes to your doorstep. And even though it's not me personally, James was my family. She's my family. You know what I mean? She's our family, and so it definitely hit home, and I've always been one of those people, like, I'm just against youth violence and all this going on, and I'm against this, raise the age, and all these things that people, I think that our people fight for things that they don't even pay attention to. They don't really know the real facts about, and the fact that a lot of youth crime is happening, a lot of deaths, robberies, and all these things, and these kids are just getting a slap on the wrist and just going out. There's no real consequence, so they're going to continue to keep being out here. There are going to be multiple families and more families that are experiencing this type of thing. It is heart-wrenching. It is something that, until you walk in those shoes, you'll never really know. So we want to support her and support others in whatever way we can and trying to help stop this gun violence, because it's just, I don't know. I don't even have enough words, and I'm a woman of a lot of words, but that right there, this is something that's very, very, very I'm very, very sensitive to right now because I want to say the right thing and I don't want to say too much because I know that God has something in store as far as Denise is concerned, her family is concerned. It's just not going to go down like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just believe God for justice for him. You know, it's not just going to go swept under the rug like a lot of cases have been. I'm trying to hope in my heart and trust that this new mayor is going to make some changes because they need to be made.
Right.
And, you know, hopefully we get down to the bottom of it. I mean, it's not going to change the loss, but it will definitely bring a little bit of closure knowing that somebody is paying for what they did. So shout out to them. And we will keep them in prayer.
And it's crazy because speaking of gun violence and just having someone being held accountable, big shout out to Trayvon's godmother, Sharon. Today is her son's birthday.
Okay.
So, in a couple of years ago, more than 5, I want to say. Yeah, definitely more than 5. A couple of years ago, her son was killed senselessly, like gun violence, and it's just sad. And to this day, his killer wolf's free. You know, so it's just sad. Somewhere, some way, it has to be a better way.
Right. And you know, so I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm not the type of person that I will probably see somebody kill one of you guys and just I can't say anything. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm definitely,
that happens a lot of times,
right.
though.
And it's even more hurtful when people around you know that this person is the person that did this and they're just walking free and you're watching them. You know what I mean? But the reality is that people are afraid for their own lives.
That's true.
So you have to understand that to a certain extent. But you know, it's really hurtful. You know what I mean? It can't become something that we grow accustomed to so much so that we just look at it like, oh yeah, somebody died. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, we can't normalize gun violence.
Right. Any violence, you know. Because if I was watching the news the other day, like a 60-something-year-old, 80-something-year-old, 70-something-year-olds are being attacked by young people, and they're taking items that are just small, a cell phone or the little change in their pocket and things like that. I mean, there have to be some type of, they have to pay. And I mean, I feel like they need to try to do restoration inside of the jail at this point. Mm-hmm. They don't need to keep getting a slap on the wrist and going back out in the street. You know, some of these kids have committed multiple crimes involving guns, robberies, and things like that, and they're just going right back out to do the same thing, and I just do not agree with it. So I'm waiting to see what the mayor has in store. You know what I mean? Of course, I think that we need better people that are monitoring these specialized units, these plainclothes units that are going out,
right?
And you know, better people monitoring those people who are monitoring those people. But I do believe that they need to be out there. And I do believe that we need to have stricter and stronger penalties. Because everybody's like, oh, you know, the black people they're doing this to our black men. But when you look at it, as I've always said, and I've always said this, I'm not against our black people. I have black sons. But the reality is that our black people they're terrorizing our black communities. And it's just not fair that you know, my sons come to New York and they go out and I'm like, where you going? Where you this? My son's gonna be 30 years old. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't have to be on his bed. He's not a kid that is any way violent, doing anything wrong, nor is my baby son. But when he's outside, I'm like, what are you doing? Where you at? Who you with?
It's scary.
You know? And you can't be on top of them 24/7. Even if you are, things just happen, you know? And so listen, I pray for everybody every day, you know, and I just know that, you know, God's will be done. Even if we like it or not, His will be done, right?
Yeah. Well, what else we been doing? I'm back in therapy.
That
great.
I'm giving you that applause. Even if nobody else applauds her, I want to applaud.
Great. People fail to realize that mental illness is real, but mental wellness is very important. So I love my sessions. They help. I haven't been depressed in a very long time. I'm not going to say a very long time. Shoot, if I can go 2 weeks without feeling that type of feeling, that's a very long time. That's great. My anxiety is down to the bare minimum a little bit, you know. I had a little episode last week, but I'm good for the most part. So I encourage anybody to just find it. That it's so hard though. You could go to the doctor for any type of illness and get that appointment so fast, but when it comes down to finding therapists and psychiatrists and stuff like that, it is so hard. So hard.
It definitely is. But you know what? You gotta go, and if that one is not the right one, you just keep on until you get the right one. You know, it's just like having a doctor, right? Mm-hmm. So me, I'm one of the type of people, I go on ZocDoc, I have to look at your ratings, I have to look at your comments, you know, the feedback from your patients. I'm like really one of those type of people when I'm looking for a doctor, and so far I've been lucking up on great doctors, whichever ones that I've chosen. Right. But therapists are truly, truly hard to find. And so I think that that's really important. And any way you can be of help to somebody, especially with mental illness and mental wellness, I think that it's important that we do so. On our job, you know, I do peer support counseling, and that's with the health and wellness. And I just signed up to be a mentor to some of the new officers that are coming in. But there's a lot of things, like when I do some of these courses that we take at the job, the trainings, they talk about it. A lot of people come on the job well.
And the job takes a toll.
And the job takes a toll. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you can be well, but it's a lot of things that you experience on the job or even in a relationship, right, that take a toll on you. Mm-hmm. And if you're not paying attention, you'll find yourself falling. You know what I mean? So you have to know you, and you have to know when you need it. And the first step to getting help is admitting that there's an issue. And if you have to question, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this and that? Sometimes, I mean, it's nothing to have a conversation. I mean, just go out and do it. Like, I never had a problem with seeking help or talking to people because I like to talk anyway. But it was a challenge for me because I always, you know, you always feel like you know you and you have the answer for you. Right. And I didn't have the answer at one time. It was one time that I was taking counseling, 3 different counselors. I was taking spiritual counseling, and I was paying for 2 other counselors trying to find the right one. But when I got it. And it was so helpful, you know, even to today. You know, you just learn different tactics and different ways that you can deal with things and how to identify these pain bodies and, you know, how to identify when those triggers come that relate to traumas that you've experienced. You know, it helps you be able to kind of deal with it, and then understanding and identifying that you need to separate yourself sometimes from people and things that will trigger you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we keep holding on to things because we feel like we love people or we're friends with people or these people need to be in our lives, and they're definitely the reason for a lot of this stress and anxiety, which is high, you know, for everybody right now. So I think it's
because it's energy, and energy transfers, and energy is real. So you definitely got to be mindful of your mental space when allowing someone into it, you know.
Right. So I think that's good. Let me tell you something. I talked to her the other day, and I'm just so happy about what she's doing because I see a change, and it's been a few months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but I definitely see a change. Not that it has affected me personally, but I see her changing when it comes to that, you know, and really having a handle on it. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. I feel like I was about to say something else. When we talk about the job, like people come on fine, right? And then the job takes a toll. And sometimes you see certain things on the job. Remember?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that kid.
Yes.
And the kid with that blew up his hand, and you see stuff like that. And then the video of the kid that got hit by the bus, and it's like, you see all these things, and it's like that really, that takes a toll.
Yeah. It's only so much strength that you can have with your emotions, right? Like, people think that you're the strongest person in the world, but even the strong people, you know, can get weak sometimes, right? And those things do affect us. You know, when you're in the moment, you have to man up, right? Like, you have to do it, but when you're sitting and you're quiet and you're visiting those things or the experiences that you just had, it can take a toll on you. It can definitely take a toll on you, especially somebody who's dealing with anxieties and things like that. That right there can take a toll on you.
Right.
You know?
Because the after effect, everything hits you when it's all said and done.
You're sitting in that quiet moment.
That's true. That's true. And you know, that Peyton, that was serious.
Yeah.
You know, just especially seeing any little kid.
Yeah.
You know, just experience. Just like if I was the one to show up to that 11-month-old who was shot in the face. You know, your mother's sitting there in a car outside of a bodega, minding your business, and a shooting happens, and your child. You know, the cop that responds to that particular incident, although they have to, move in the moment later on, right? And they always tell you, when you have incidents like that, even if you feel like you're okay, go talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Because it might not have hit at that moment. So I think that's good. That's definitely good. So if anybody's out there dealing with anything, don't be afraid to go and get you a good counseling. A little session never hurt anybody.
Definitely. What else you got?
So my daughter, Bree, she graduated from the police academy.
Yes.
You know, so she graduated from the police academy. So I have a police officer.
Wallace.
Officer Wallace. You know, she's I'm the first to work with NYPD.
Mm-hmm.
She's the first police officer, female police officer in my family that we know of, right? So my immediate family, my daughter's first police officer, and I'm ecstatic about that. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, you can be proud of and happy for her having this accomplishment, because I know her, and the people who know her know that that's a great addition to, you know, the police force and the communities that she will serve, because she's a great balance to what they're actually dealing with. You know, they have, you know, bad cop and bad policing and things like that out there, but she's not one of them. So that's a great thing. But then you do have that nerve-wracking part, because she had just a 2-year. I mean, I don't even think he was 2 years in the job. He hadn't completed.
He didn't complete his 2 years
probation.
yet.
You know, and he just responded to a domestic violence. Now, who's going to think that this domestic violence thing is going to be his end of days? But he actually got shot, and he passed away through his injuries from gun violence. You know what I mean? And the other officer who was with him
passed away today.
Passed away too. You know, so as a parent, I know that can bring a lot of anxiety to one that, you know, I just keep praying and I just know she's covered, you know, and things like that. But, you know, those are some things that, you know, we do worry about. But, you know, we walk with faith and not fear, you know. And I'm just glad and hopeful that she'll do something good in the community, you know. So that's one of the good things that I have experienced. And right after that,
drum roll, please.
Let me fix my ponytail. You know, I'm gonna be a grandmother. You know, let me fix my ponytail. I'm so excited that I'm gonna be a grandmother. I'm following the footsteps of the one Shay Biggs over here. You know, my daughter is she's having a baby, and I mean, I am truly ecstatic. Like, you know, once you start knocking on 50's door, you know, I mean, you start to say, okay, listen, somebody needs to have this kid right now. Especially when you see so many people passing away so early, right? A lot of times we're passing away in 40s and 50s. I want to be here at least to see my grandbaby, or at least one of them, you know what I mean, and share in that moment with my children, you know. So I'm grateful that I'm going to be here and alive to experience it. So, I mean, I still have some time, but, you know, she's due like in March, you know, and I mean, I plan on being here for a few more years, so thank God. And prayerfully, I'll be there with her to deliver my first grandson. So that's something. We just had a baby shower.
Disclaimer. Disclaimer. Let me just put it out there.
Put it out there.
At the baby shower, if I said anything to anyone that was off the wall, offended you, or whatever so have you, I apologize. I do not remember anything. I don't remember. So if I said something, you could tell me, hey, you did this, that, and the third. There's nothing I can say, but sorry. Because I don't remember. I don't remember. It was a good time, though.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time. And again, thank you to everybody who showed up, who showed up for us, and everybody who actually helped. You know, I don't know how this baby shower really came about. You know, I found out that she was graduating, and then just right after that she was pregnant, and then we had to plan a baby shower. And when I tell you that my friends and family really stepped up, I need to say that, like, I am so grateful, and I keep saying thank you to them, and I keep telling them, and I explained to my daughter the other day, I said, you know what, this is what a village is. This is what one looks like. You know, it's sad because when we talk about it today, we always say, you know, the village is lost, right? You know, when we grew up, a lot of things that are going on in these communities, it wasn't happening that way because we had a village, right? The next door neighbor, upstairs, downstairs, everybody was family. We all looked out for one another, and we were there, you know. And in this day and age, a lot of people don't have that village. But I explained to my daughter when we saw all of the love and how people they just jumped in. I had to ask for nothing. I mean, nothing. People were just making it easy. They were asking, oh, what do you have to do? And just jumping in and paying for it and adding this and adding that, and the amount of gifts. I mean, every big ticket item that she had on her registry, my hallway and my house is full of gifts. And I'm not talking about cheap gifts. I'm talking about the real deal gifts. You know what I mean? I mean, clothes and diapers from the floor to the ceiling, it's just like, I mean, Rosa said it looks like a department store, the back of a
The back
department
of the store, yep.
But I am just grateful. So if anybody is watching, know that I am truly, truly, truly grateful. I mean, I had people that I just met hit me on my inbox, and I'm like, they're going to go on her registry and still purchase something. And so I am grateful because I could not have done it without all of you. Her father really stepped up and did, like, he just went overboard and made this really easy. So this pregnancy, thank God, you know, went on, you know, went by good. And the baby shower was just awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank
Shout
you,
out
thank
to
you,
Bree.
Shout out to Bree. I am excited because this baby's coming. I want him to come like right now, but you know, we gotta wait. So what about you, Rosa?
So my daughter's engaged.
Yes. Yes.
Shout out to Sam who's engaged.
She probably up next for this grandma school.
Well, she's looking for an apartment now, so she can wait till then.
Don't do that.
Tell me your news. That you finally moved in.
Oh, I finally moved into my apartment.
She's been there 6 years and finally moved in.
Yeah, that's funny.
She finally moved in.
I
after
finally
6
moved in.
years. Like, my goodness.
Like made it comfortable and made it her own.
Little by little, it got something.
Little by little. It's been 6 years.
Little by little. I like to ease it.
So I just want to say something. This is pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty dope. What is that?
This
Because
is
this
you.
looks
That's
pretty
you.
dope. 'Cause
That's
this
you.
looks
That's
this
you.
looks like this.
So this is that. That's your line.
Is it Denise?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I'm seeing the same thing that's happening
Yeah.
here, happening
Because you
there.
wanted to read, so we have her
Right,
read.
and this is what?
That's your.
That's your page.
Yeah, that's your page.
I just let you know. That's it. You just here with my cameras and stuff like that. It actually look cool. I wish I could see it.
Because what we're trying to do, we want to start taping, and so
Right.
that's one of the things that we want to talk about right now too. We want to start taping because what we realize is a lot of times we would usually talk to the guests that are on, right? And it was fun. It was really good like that. But then when you have some of the attendance is so low sometimes. Sometimes it's low, sometimes it's high. And so the conversation is like very little to none.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're going to start doing is just having conversations amongst
Exactly.
ourselves as a regular podcast would. And we want to bring in some guests to have conversations
Still looking
with
for
us.
guests.
You know,
Like,
we want people who really want to come
we
and
wanna
talk. Who
like,
have something
you know?
to give and not just, I mean, we do bull crap. Let me not lie. We bull crap. We have a good time. But we want some good, wholesome conversation, things that we could inspire you guys all with, information that we could give you guys, things that we could introduce you to, and some fun that we can have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we need people, and people want to, they hit me on the inbox. They give me all these type of topics, and they tell me to say this, and they tell me to do this, but they don't want me to say that they said it. And I'm like, okay, so now I got to go up here and act like it's me, and it's really not. It's somebody in my inbox. So next week we're gonna come back on. We're gonna have topics, and we're gonna get the ball rolling.
So we had no expectations for today because it's not last minute, but we just had no expectations. We just wanted to come and talk and just chill.
Yeah.
And, you know, have a good time.
And see who's gonna pop in. Well, what we got going on
Tell a
new?
friend, tell a friend.
So, like, I'm starting this new thing. We want to talk about that. Some new things that we got in order, right? I am getting ready to start a consulting.
Yes. She's going to be a confidence coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna get into now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a confidence and empowerment coach. You know, we have a lot of people that have so much gifting, but they don't have the confidence to go in the room and just take over.
Oh.
And when I say take over, I'm not saying go in the room and just gimme.
Yeah.
But with your presence.
Your presence
You know,
is felt, is known,
Right.
and there's no second guessing
There's
it.
no
you know?
second guessing it. You know, I think that it's really important that sometimes people just need a little bit of fine tuning, and sometimes people just need a little bit of empowerment to just get out and go. And sometimes you might have like a presentation to give, or you might want to even show up to an event, or you want to meet a guy and you just don't know how to be confident in what you're doing. Let me help you. And so right now what we're doing is we're trying to get, fine tune it a little bit. I got a couple of classes that I have to finish taking to try to help me get my things together. But that's going to be my next move, is to help those of you who want to go in and take over the room. Just own it when you're in there. Do it with confidence. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be nervous. It's not going to take away a little bit of anxiety, because you're going to always have that. Because no matter how many times I got to go in front of a camera, how many times I have to talk or speak at an event or go live or to a panel or something like that, I'm always nervous.
Yeah.
But when it happens, it's like lights, camera, action, I'm ready. And it's because I'm confident and I believe to myself that I'm the greatest and that I can do anything. So when I go there, it kind of shows. Even when I'm not confident, people are like, oh my God, when you came in the room, like I felt you, and your energy is this and your energy is that. And so let me help you. And so right now, that's what I'm in the process of building and putting some things together. Shout out to Courtney Pointer, who had gave me this idea to go and run with, and I'm hoping to kind of connect with her sometime soon to kind of get the ball rolling a little faster. So that's something that I'm getting into. What are you getting into?
I'm gonna do, my cousin wants, well, she's been riding. I for those of y'all who do know, I did write a screenplay like last year or whatever. Never did nothing with it or whatever. My cousin keeps telling me, come on, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. So I'm gonna keep her in the script, like as a character or whatever. But I'm gonna do casting calls for the rest. Now the script is it's about female friends, grew up as, you know, childhood friends or whatever. Everybody's doing their own thing as adults and stuff like that. But what they do is, and it's, as much as we don't want to promote violence, they are stick-up girls. Now stuff like this really happens. So I only wrote this because it's something I know about. You understand? So I'm just gonna put it out there. Acting is gonna have a twist. Part 2 will have a twist. A better ending than part 1. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait.
Excited about that. And I actually submitted my book to one of my girlfriends. She started a production company, television production company. You know, sometimes you gotta really go for it. And I think that I was kind of like on the fence before I turned it in. I mean, everybody that I know who's read it, anybody who's on, who's live, they tell me, listen, you got to do something with that. What are you doing? And I wrote it many years ago, and I just let it sit, and I kind of tweaked it, you know. And sometimes it might not be, like she said, everybody's cup of tea. Everybody's life is not all peaches and cream, right? So my book is called Twisted because, like she said, there's always a twist, and we need to get together
and I can
intertwine
actually,
our things
yeah,
together.
I can actually see, like, her book needs to be on screen.
Right. And so I submitted it. Doesn't mean that she's actually going to take it because her focus might be in a different direction, and I have to respect that, you know. But I think that things that we relate to are real life. Some people need to see real life. We can't put up fictitious things and think that people are going to just connect to it, because that's not what happens. And young people today, they need to see things for face value, for exactly what it is. And then they can see the transition and the change as it comes along.
Right.
So, you know, my book is about, just like what she said, like, you know, hustlers and drug dealers and things like that. But it's about that life, but it's also about that transition where you go from one extreme to the next, because in that, in the end, you find God, you find love, and, you move on to, that great life. But it does go through the channels of that, raunchy sex and drug deals and gang bangs, things like that, because these are things that we've experienced in our childhood and that we grew up with. This is her going with a little juice.
She's trying to go with that shit.
I'm trying to go.
And I don't think I
would
would
go down the line, right?
I don't think I would have been able to drink all of that, so I don't know about my colonoscopy, but
well, I stopped at 8 o'clock. Well, a little bit after 8, because I started a little bit after 6. So,
okay.
I
so
think
you don't
it's
have
gonna
to
be
drink the whole thing.
No, then I start again 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
6 to 8 in the morning, then I start again.
Yeah. So basically, listen, I know that it's going to get picked up. So whether or not it's for my homegirls, who's still my homegirl, I love her to death, whatever she chooses. But I just went ahead and went with it. You know what I mean? Because that's what's reality to us, right? So it's easy for you to write about things that you know, just like it's easy for you to be great at something that you love, right? I can't do a job and be great at it because it's something that you do. I have to like it and love it for myself in order to be good at it. And I'm fine with that. But I will tell you this. It's going to be in a book because we've been holding it off for a long time.
I think we got to put it on screen too.
Yeah, it got to go on screen. I mean, listen, I threw the fish, so we're going to see what happens. And maybe she might not bite, but we might go somewhere else and they might bite. Because
somebody's going to bite.
Yeah, somebody's going to bite. everybody who's read it, they've given me, and not, she would tell me.
Yeah.
Everybody who's read it would have told me. They know and they believed in it. And I was like, it was something that just gave me something to do. And even when I read it again, I was like, whoa, because I am a writer, right? I want you to feel the experience and everything in it. But, we'll see what happens with that. And if not, we definitely going to get into to some pages. If not, but listen, if she doesn't put it on, this is what you're doing your production company.
Yes. And then she finally used the chair.
Yes, I had a director.
She has a director. She has her whole setup in here. I mean, we have the cameras, we have the system. So we have progressed. But don't worry. Stay tuned for Twisted. And also stay tuned for my confidence coaching, empowerment coaching. Because it's coming. We can't just sit here and, have wasted talent. Right. Shout out to Feature P, Wasted Talent.
Hey,
that was a plug. Right?
Yeah. Also, it's something I started working on, but I didn't like it, or whatever the case may be. It was another idea for a clothing line.
Okay.
Fresh start. Remember I said it?
Yeah.
I said it that day, but I didn't elaborate on it, or whatever the case may be. So I'm on YouTube, trying to figure out ways to make money and stuff like that. So this female, I came across her page, and she was, just talking about Teespring. Like, you go in there and let them do everything for you, and somebody I'll be like, hey, you want my shirt? Just go on Teespring, click my link, and you can get, my shirt, my socks, whatever I have up there. So I did it, designed it. I'm like, let me order it first. Didn't like it. I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna have to go vote for this one. Because it was screen printing and stuff like that, which is cool, but it just wasn't, the quality of the product wasn't good at all. So not gonna go with that. But Fresh Start Mindset, I think this is the year for that.
It's the year for everything. I told her, I said, I feel like it's the time.
Right.
Like, this is our season. We've been waiting. I've been helping people. I've been encouraging people. I've been empowering people. I've been watching people succeed in their businesses while mine just stays right here. But and even though I get so much joy out of helping other people, I feel like, okay, I can't keep putting my stuff on the back burner. Right. This is the time we got to get up and we got to get some things going. So stay tuned for that. Some things are in store. I thank you guys too for coming up and actually joining us and just sticking with us. Even if it's not a lot of you, we're not going to be discouraged. Like I told you, we're not looking at numbers anymore. Nope. We're going to start doing what we got to do, because what we noticed that when we do post, our after views are higher than our actual
still
lives.
Watch it.
Right. They still come on in their lives. So we're going to go with that, because again, we're looking for some men, okay? Men who have good etiquette, men who have are able to have good conversation, and I mean adult conversation. I don't have anything against hood men, but I don't want to hear the, bro and what it do and blah blah. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear some very adult conversation. So we're looking for some very intelligent and adult men to come on and have conversation with us, because we're going to hit some good topics, and we need the people to be interested in who's actually sitting here having conversation, not just somebody who wants to come and just be on a live, So stay tuned for that. Rosie, you want to talk about Sour Patch printing?
Alright, so I'm gonna see what the past couple of weeks I've been, jotting down, doing some designs in my books and jotting down some ideas for expansion. So I'm working on that.
That's good.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. But next week we're gonna have another pretty dope conversation with a pretty dope topic. If you guys have any advice, anybody wants to jump on and help, anybody wants to connect with some women's empowerment or any type of coaching, listen, tag me in. This is the season. I'm not here to play around though, right? I don't want people popping, because I get people in my inbox and it's a little sketchy, because it's like people who I don't know, who, they want to marry me and they want to pay me $5,000 to go out on a date, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't know what actually happens. And then another thing that happens to me is, like, I could be talking and I'm like, okay, this person sounds really good. Next, they're calling me on the video call thing. I didn't even know you could make phone calls on them. Like, I said hello back. I didn't say call me. Right. So just, bear with me, because I'm not with that. I really don't. I don't think people should call people on FaceTime.
Not without permission.
Right. You know what I mean? I call Rosa without permission, but that's Rosa. You know what I mean? But
don't call me, do not disturb.
Yeah, people call me sometimes, and I got my bonnet on and stuff. I'm just like, who is this? Why are you calling me? I try to be nice, you know, and I always answer everybody, and I try to keep it. But, you know, yeah, just don't call me. You know, don't call me until we have conversation and we're at that point, you know. I want to shout out Greg, because Greg, I don't know if you're on, but he's always been on and supporting us. So, Greg, shout out to Greg.
Mr. Texas himself.
Yeah, Mr. Texas himself, Greg Austin. And I want to shout out to Omar Blackwell, you know, because he's going to take me shooting one day. He's really adamant about this. And I kind of been pushing him off, but I think I'm just going to let him do that. He also is starting his own clothing line and things like that in regards to what he's doing. So shout out to him too. Shout out to Tokyo, and you know.
Yes, shout out to BK Lobster.
BK Lobster on Junction.
Toke, G. I don't know who else is part owners in it, but Tokyo and G. Like, congratulations to you guys. The food is amazing. Me and Keisha went there Friday. Then we went there the week before that. So it's like every week we go there. The shrimp is up. I had a shrimp boy this time.
And let me tell you something. She's not like that. So if she's saying it's good, it's good.
It was good.
Unfortunately, we've been fasting. We just got off our fast Sunday. Sunday was our first day.
Today.
Sunday was our first day off our fast. So even when we went, I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink or anything like that. So I didn't get to indulge, but I will be indulging this weekend. And I'm gonna, you know, listen. Everybody who I've heard that has had the opportunity to partake has great things to say about it. And so I'm going to do so this weekend, and I'm sure that I'm going to enjoy that. I'm definitely going to tell my friends.
But when I went there Friday, that front door, something happened to that front door, because it hurt me. It was too heavy.
Maybe it was windy.
It was cold that day, and it was too heavy, and I'm trying to get in, and the girl like, don't hurt yourself. No. The door gonna hurt me. It was too much. Like, the door was so heavy. Like, guys, what's up with that?
The door's heavy. You know,
the door was so heavy, and I'm only, but you know, yay, baby. I feel like a giant, but I ain't.
Oh my God. Well, listen. We don't want to keep you guys too much longer. We do want to say, though, we do appreciate you guys, and we hope that you guys stick with us. And if not, we, you know, hope that the new people stick with us then. You know,
I want to see y'all.
We see y'all when we see y'all. You know, if, like I said, if anybody has any suggestions, if anybody wants to connect, if anybody wants to be on the show, you guys can hit us at a pretty dope conversation at gmail.com. You can hit us in our inbox through Messenger, not through video call.
Right.
You know,
Messenger, inbox.
Right. You can inbox us. You can drop a line. Listen, we welcome all posts, anything, any conversation, any topics. You know, as long as it's not too raunchy, because you know I am still, you know, listen, I'm still a leader in the church. My bishop is still around. There are people who are around and watching and who will tell on me. Okay, so I have to kind of, you know, I try to be not too crazy, even though he knows God is still working on me, you know, and I think that, you know, he uses me for this type of platform, right, to inspire and bring people, and, you know, bring people to the light. And some people, you know, they come on our show and they probably say, oh my God, they keep talking about God. God is always going to be something that we do.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Can't do anything without that.
Right. But I can't be too crazy out here, because I'm going to get sat down, honey. I didn't come this far to be sat down in my position in the church, okay? So we got to stay a little bit, you know, moderate with that, but we welcome all conversation, and everybody who wants to show up, we welcome you too.
Definitely. If anybody who is on a pretty dope, has my like personal number or whatever the case may be, and you try to call me and you can't get through, it's because you're probably blocked. I'll put it out there. You gotta let go of some energy. 2022. I have to really let go some energy. Like, you know.
Is it you?
I have to.
Is it me?
I just need to put that out there. So if you look for me for whatever reason and you can't get through, that's because that's why.
Right. And that's okay. Listen. Sometimes you gotta let them go. And another thing, let me say this.
But I appreciate y'all for this platform.
Let me tell you something. Shay does not realize how popular she's become from this platform. I mean, we go places and people are like, Shay,
it's weird.
A pretty dope conversation. They go all, and she's like, what? Like, how do they know me? But, you know, listen, even though it doesn't seem like it, and we might not have big numbers at the time, people are really watching. They really know us, and, you know, our pretty dope conversation it's getting out there. So slowly but surely, we're going to get there. And if we don't see you at the bottom, we're definitely going to see you at the top.
Meet you there.
We need to like that. That's
Meet
good.
you there. Meet you there. That's right.
Don't see you at the bottom. We'll definitely see you at the top. So until next time.
Peace. Y'all gonna see me get up as I do all the time, and I'm gonna turn over because Rose is sitting over here with us. She's not behind the cameras today. So.
Yeah, we invited her to sit on the couch and we just talk. But thank you. Enjoy your day. Be safe and stay warm. Thank you.